So guys, this is a bit of a long video, sorry about that. So grab yourself a drink, cup of tea, cup of coffee, or even a beer, sit yourself down comfy and take a look at this. But you do get a really good look at the rifle. There's some nice close-up pictures and videos of it, and hopefully I do cover all the bits that you would want to know and find interesting about this gun. Hello again everyone, hope you're all good. Yet again, it's another miserable morning in the southwest UK where I am. Really windy and raining, so stuck in the house again, not out shooting. So I thought, what can I do? I thought maybe we'd talk about the FX Crown MK2. I've had it about a year or nearly a year now, so we'll have a chat and I'll give you my opinions and my views on what I think about the gun, etc. So I'll grab the camera down, we'll start off and take a closer look around it, and then chat about all the bits and pieces and the features on it. Okay, so here it is. This is my FX Crown MK2. As you can see in grey laminate. You can get them in other colour laminates, and you can get it in a walnut stock and a black tactical stock, I believe. But you can see all those pictures if you Google them online, etc. But this is my one. Let me give you a closer look at it if I can, and then we'll go through the bits and pieces. So, lovely, absolutely lovely wooden laminate stock. That's an MTC Taipan scope if you're interested, with Hawk tactical mounts on there. Lovely side lever, as you're all aware, I'm sure. Carbon fibre bottle, shroud, 500mm barrel on this one. I think any more than that is just too long for a rifle. It sticks out way too far for me on that. Let me spin it round, have a look at the other side. Lovely carbon fibre bottle. Beautiful stock. You can see the adjustment knobs and so on it there. We'll have a talk about that. Lovely trigger. Nice bottom to it. A couple of gauges we can talk about in the fill port in that beautiful laminate stock. So yeah, that's just a quick overview look at it. I'll get the camera set up, or as it is there, and I'll go through all these little bits and pieces and let you know what I think of them in the field as such. Okay then, let me talk you through the features and the bits and pieces and let you give you my opinion of this rifle in the field. So I'm a sort of do pest control hunting, or whatever you want to call it. Very little bench target shooting, if you know what I mean. But the rifle is perfectly capable for both of those situations. The camera I'm using has just got an inbuilt microphone, etc. So I hope the audio is not too bad, and I hope the picture is okay. I try zooming in. It's got a very small zoom on it, but it's pretty good at this close in. So let's run through, starting at the back. Buttstock. Let's zoom you in a bit. Hope this doesn't get too tiresome. So buttstock, nice rubber buttstock on it there. Fully adjustable. It's adjustable up and down and side to side. I don't know if you can see, I've got mine with just a bit of cant so it tilts into my shoulder. Otherwise it's really nice. But real nice feature that, and it's a real nice quality buttstock. Fits very well. Now the stock itself, let's go back out a bit for the stock. What a superb stock it is. Obviously this is a grey laminate, and it's absolute superb quality. I absolutely love it. Now, one of the main things that sold me on this gun was the feel of it when you put it in your shoulder. When you pick it up, grab it like that, put it into your shoulder. Sorry, you can't see a lot there. Let's come right out. When you put it into your shoulder to take a shot, it just feels so good. The stock is finished immaculately. There's not an imperfection on it. I've tried to look after it. It's still pretty good. Obviously adjustable there. With a, I don't know what size the Allen key, but just one small little Allen key there. You can lift the top up and down and get it as you like. Also, if you take it right out, there is 2 screws that hold it on with a little bit of movement side to side if you feel the need to do that as well. But a lovely stock. A little bit of stippling on the grip there and on the panel there. Absolutely beautiful. So possibly the best thing about this is this, I don't know if you'd call it a pistol grip, but the feeling of that is absolutely perfect. Your hand just falls absolutely perfect, and when you put it into your shoulder like that, it just points. I don't know how to describe it any different. It just points so perfectly. That absolutely fits really lovely. So a lovely stock. One gripe I've got about the stock, you may have heard me say before about it. Now, obviously FX Crown MK2 in laminate. This is a premium stock. Okay guys, sorry, I'm back to it. Would you believe, as always, day off, work phone goes. Okay, like I was saying, this is a premium rifle. Comes at a premium price, okay? As you'll know, if you're looking at this review, you'll know this is one of the more expensive, certainly top end of the cost of air rifles that are out there. So it's beautifully manufactured, etc. But what don't I like about this stock? No sling studs. Nothing at all there, nothing at all here. I don't know why you don't do it. Is it because it's laminate or whatever? But come on FX, even if you've got to put a bushing or something in there or whatever. If I want to go anywhere with this rifle, I've got to carry it around or leave it in the bag, when all I want to do is sling it on the back of my shoulder and walk around with it. So that's a big disappointment that there's no sling studs with it. But it's workable, of course. But yeah, really I think it should come with sling studs, especially for the sort of price you pay for it. That's something I'm sure they could have added on. Okay, so yeah, the laminate stock is wonderful. Moving forward, trigger. Let me zoom in so I'm not leaning over. The trigger is absolutely lovely on it, okay? I'm hoping you can see it. I'm only in my kitchen, it's a miserable day. For all you trigger snobs out there, I'm not one of those, but you won't be disappointed. It's a really good trigger. Infinitely adjustable is all I can say. You should be able to get it any way you like. It's a two-stage trigger. I do believe you can probably adjust it right out to a 1-stage if that's what you like. I've still got it as a 2-stage trigger, and it's just lovely. It's absolutely perfect, beautiful. I've really made no adjustments to it from how it came from factory or from the shop, apart from bringing the blade back a little, so I've not got massive hands, and I've just brought the blade back a bit so I can get my finger around it and pull it. But the trigger is lovely, and this sort of trigger well, you can fit a glove, everything in there. It just, the whole fits your hand absolutely really, really well. Perhaps next, safety. Safety is perfect again. It's just where you want it. You can operate it very easily, even with your thumb. You can flick it. What I like mostly about it, it's kind of a, so that's safe, trigger's locked, it's like a push forward to fire, which is really good for me, I think, and it just works lovely. It's exactly in the place you want it to be. It's perfect, easy to operate, absolutely lovely. Side lever cocking, yeah, as you all know. Let's try and get you back out a bit. Again, it's absolutely lovely. Okay, now I would say the stock is ambidextrous, which it is, but is a gun ambidextrous? You can fire it left-handed easily, but you can't swap the lever at all. Now again, the lever is just in the absolute perfect position to cock. Now I'll cock this, as you can see, magazines here. The magazine's got no pellets or anything, there's nothing in it, so perfectly safe for you YouTube people, Mr. YouTube. I'll cock the rifle, takes no effort really to cock. Now I've adjusted it from the factory to make it a bit more powerful. When I got it, it was probably shooting 16 grains. It's in .2 at about 30 foot-pounds, and this lever was like so easy at that point. Now obviously I've adjusted the hammer spring. Obviously the more hammer spring you adjust, the tighter that gets. So it's got a bit of pressure to it now, but it's still very easy to adjust. You can decock. Hold the lever, press the trigger in, push it forward, and now it would be decocked if I had the safety off. There you go. Now it's decocked, so that's very good. Now, you can double load these. There is no double load safety, which is a disappointment. It's workable, as I keep saying. So every time you cock that, the magazine will cycle. If the magazine works, the magazine will cycle each time you cock it, and you'll put a pellet in every time you do that. There's no indication on the rifle anywhere to say that it's cocked. Now I tend to leave it uncocked until I go to take the shot, and then cock it before taking the shot if I can, just so there's no pressure left on the spring, because I might not take a shot for half an hour or an hour or 10 minutes or whatever. So again, I'll just decock it. Yep. So be careful about double loading. The only way I can say you know that the rifle is loaded, so when you go to cock it, at the moment it's not cocked, so there's that first bit has no pressure to it at all, but right there you get a bit of pressure, so you can pull the lever back. If you feel a bit of resistance and pressure, you know it's not loaded. And if you're looking there, you can see the, I don't know, will you see the pellet probe come back? Yeah, see the pellet probe moving back. So you've got to be careful if you go to do that and see, well, is it loaded? If you pull it back too far, the magazine will cycle and you'll end up with another pellet in the barrel. So just be careful of that. If I do cock it, you'll see now it's cocked. If I pull it back, there's no resistance, no pressure anywhere on it at all. So if it is cocked, you've got to be careful, because you're feeling for that pressure. Once you take it off of that initial leverage there, you're feeling there's no pressure, and if you keep pulling it back thinking, oh, I'm going to get pressure, the magazine will cycle and you'll end up with another bullet in the chamber. So I'll decock again. Yeah, so that's very good. Side lever is very good. Okay, I do like it. Be careful about double loading it though. Picatinny rail, really good. Makes fitting of mounts very easy. Now, let's talk about my bugbear, magazines. First off, let's say where the magazine fits in, it's machined on a slope, so it does help because it's quite a big magazine. In 2.2 this is an 18-shot magazine. So again, I will cock it, Mr. YouTube, there's no ammunition in the magazine or in the rifle. That slots in like that, as you can see, very nice. But you will need high mounts, yeah, because you can see how close that is to the scope, like that. Okay, so you'll definitely, obviously depending on the scope, etc, setup that you have, but these are Hawk tactical mounts and they are extra high ones, I believe. I had to get it to fit in there, so that's something to be wary of. Now, the magazine itself, what do I think about magazines? They're crap. I shouldn't say that, they're not crap. The idea of them, if you like, and so on, is excellent. Okay, 18-shot magazine, very easy to load. Just take the top off, twist it round, fill it up with pellets, and away you go. Now, this is my second magazine, by the way, and it just sticks all the time. Yeah, okay, you twist it round, you fill it up with pellets, you get halfway round it. Look, it's stuck. Haven't even got any pellets in it and it's stuck. There you go, like that. There's a spot I can almost twist it to there, I reckon. There you go. It sticks every time. Every time. I've had this magazine apart a million times. I've tried it with more spring pressure. I've tried it with less spring pressure. I've tried it with silicone grease. I've tried it with silicone oil. I've tried it with dry lube. I've tried it with everything. Typically, once I've taken it apart, cleaned it, lubed it, whatever, got it where I think it's working, take it out, it might stick a couple of times, but then like I just have now, I've not used the rifle for a week or more, I get it out and it'll stick every time, so something they just need to sort out. I don't know. Well, the comments below, there's a really good one. Everyone put a comment in below, let me know what you've done with your magazines. Okay, I mean basically I should just go back and get another one, because this one is just useless, but I could rabbit on all day about that magazine, and well, don't get me wound up about that. So that's that with the magazine. Let's move on to let's move forward to the barrel. Shrouded barrel, very nice. I have changed the moderator, as you can see. This is a Hugger moderator that screws directly in to the outside diameter of the shroud. I've got the original moderator here. Now this is the FX moderator and it's just an empty aluminium tube. It works really, really effectively. I'm telling you, I don't know, you know, I think volume is what works with moderators, to be honest, and that works as good as this Hugget one. When I'm firing them I can't tell any difference. The Hugget one is a tiny bit smaller in diameter and length, but the Hugget one looks gorgeous, doesn't it? It looks amazing, so there you go. But they will work perfectly well. I know most people do change them, but they work perfectly well. Now, the barrel itself. So I think this is what they call super light barrel, because it doesn't have that steel tube that the impacts in the older ones, the Mark 1s or whatever had, where you had the tension nut on the end of it. I'll quickly unscrew it and show you, perhaps. Yeah. Now this has an XTX Superior liner in it. Okay. And it's just got, if I keep going, those bushes that push onto the liner. So it makes it very light, which is good because this type of rifle where the barrel hangs out right in front. Oh, have a look at that also. It's got that brass nut fit into it as well. So that's a really good fitting. You slide the liner into there. There's some rubber bushes inside. Tighten that up and it squeezes all up. Keeps it beautiful tight and centres it really well. If you want to take the pellet probe part, not probe, but the bit the pellet goes into, you can take these screws out and slide the whole piece out. Now I should also say the Mark IIs come with, I don't know what you specifically would call that bit that the pellet goes into, but you can see the little brass. You know what I'm talking about, this little brass bit that goes in there. So that has two different ways of using it. If you release it and pull it out, you can swivel it around 180 degrees. One has a hole on it for pellets, and the other side has two slots for slugs. And I think that works really well. I know previously I took some pictures of that, and if I can find them I'll put them on the video. Now I'm currently shooting NSA 20.2 grain slugs out of this, which come in a cardboard box, and I haven't got the box because I just got them in a tub somewhere. But I do have a selection of different ones in front of me that I've used. It shoots those NSA 20 grains, .22s, absolutely perfect. Like I say, I've got the slug two slots on the barrel, but it will shoot all these perfectly. I've got 16 grain jumbos, 18 grain AA Diablos. I've got the heavies, I think they're 25 grains. H&N Hunters, 18 grains. This is Varak on the tin, but they are H&Ns. I think they're Barracuda sort of match. These are 21 grains. And I've even shot the 23 grain javelins out of it. And with that superior liner, the superior liner, you know, it's really good. It will shoot all of them. Shoots these really well as well, but quite expensive, aren't they? Now the NSA slugs, I'll show you what my bottle pressure is on. Bottom of the stock are 2 gauges and your filler port. Nice little cover. And there's a, hope the light isn't reflecting too much, Foster fitting, I think they call it in there. Quite accessible with a nice little groove that they've got cut out. Foster fitting is supplied along with a hard case and a manual and everything else that you don't really need to look at, but the Foster fitting is supplied with it. Now the front gauge shows your bottle pressure that's in your bottle, of course, and the back gauge shows your regulator pressure. Now this one being FSC, the regulator is adjustable, and that is adjustable through that tiny little hole in front of the front bowl there with an Allen key. I think it's a 3mm Allen key, I'm not 100% sure, but obviously if you've got the rifle you'll know. But just through that little Allen key there, hole, you can adjust the pressure on it there. And with this rifle and these new settings, you can adjust that pressure in or out without releasing the pressure in the rifle or the bottle. I should say you can remove the bottle as well. You can unscrew the bottle with the pressure and everything in it. A bit of a hiss, you lose a bit of pressure, but you can unscrew the bottle on and off without having to degas it or anything like that. And the regulator, you screw the Allen key in to lower the regulator pressure and screw it out to increase the regulator pressure. So let's see if I can get you a good picture. There's my regulator and pressure that I'm on. Foster fitting, little bolt that holds the stock in. Now look, you can see these bolts, how well lovely it's made. The bolts hold the stock in, have got little brass bushes in. Beautiful. They could have done that with the sling stud as well, couldn't they? So yeah, there you go. Lovely feature, easily readable, easily fill up, just plug it on the bottom there. Really nice. NSA slugs I'm shooting out of this are around I forget if it's 955 or 965 feet per second, and they shoot brilliantly. Like I say, this is a high power version. I've not got it tweaked up super high, but it shoots those just over 40 foot-pounds. If I put a 16 grain pellet in there at the moment and fire it, it'll be shooting well over 1,000 feet per second. The 23 grain javelins, they shoot at this tune at about 900 feet per second, and the FX 22 grains, I think they are a little bit faster, about 910, 915, something like that. But this STX Superior barrel is superb. You can tune it to sort of shoot any of those ones, and I'll show you the gauges afterwards. So, only other thing, obviously carbon fibre bottle, really nice, plenty of shots out of it that I certainly need for pest control, hunting if you like. I've got a Sabre Tactical bottle adapter on it because there's no sling studs FX to put anything on there, although it's better at that where it's that little bit further forward. It does work very well. And I'm sorry Atlas, but that's a copy bipod. I just can't quite afford a decent one on it. So carbon fibre bottle, very good. If you're shooting sub 12 foot-pounds, you'll get hundreds of shots out of this. Hundreds. With a 16 grain 2.2 pellet. Absolutely hundreds of shots. How many do I get with the 18 round magazine? I've never physically counted. Like I said, I don't do a lot of like bench shooting where I'm so normally a magazine basically will do me for the day when I'm pest control shooting, whatever. I'm lucky if I get 18 shots off, but I reckon possibly I get 3 magazines out of this tune using NSA 20.2 grain slugs, so that's pretty damn good, I would say. 480cc bottle, yeah, carbon fibre, nice and light, it looks beautiful, yeah, really good. So let's spin the rifle round and talk about the features on this side. Okay, so there we go. Let's bring you in a little bit. I really hope this camera is focusing, it's auto-focus. So, the adjustments on the other side that you can see. This is the transfer port adjuster. Never used it, okay? I don't think most people will ever use it. I can see its feature and its use. I believe it just changes the transfer port diameter. It doesn't like save you any air or anything like that. But you're going to leave it on maximum, especially if you're in 12 foot-pounds. If you're shooting 12 foot-pounds, this is absolutely redundant, because anything you want to do to lower it, you can do via the hammer spring. If anyone actually does want to reduce to 12 foot-pounds, I can't think anyone typically ever does. And even in this format that I got it tuned, all I ever do is adjust the hammer spring. So if I'm shooting slugs, which I am at the moment and so on, I've got it shooting, like I say, about 955, 965 for the NSA slugs. If I put a 16 grain pellet in it, it'll shoot way over 1,000 feet per second. If I put an 18 grain pellet in it, it's still going to be shooting around 1,000 or more feet per second. You know we want these to shoot around 850, 900 feet per second, although I will say it still shoots really good over 1,000 feet per second, these things. It's amazing. But I can get that adjustment just on the hammer spring. If I put that down to 2, 1, 2 or 3, I forget what it is, I can get it shooting at 900 feet per second or 850 feet per second, depending on what weight, just by adjusting the hammer spring like that. Now, only adjust this hammer spring when the rifle's uncocked, okay? Never try and adjust it with it's cocked, because you'll be using it against the hammer spring pressure. But yeah, that works superbly well. Now there is another hammer spring adjustment that I can't show you because it's in under the rifle, yeah, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about if you've seen all these, the little slidey hammer there. I've got that adjusted probably to 3/4. It's certainly not maxed out. I've got it at, I estimate it's about 3/4 of the way in, and that just suits me. This I don't want it super highly strung. It just suits me sort of well for this particular rifle on there. But yeah, hammer spring adjustment works really well. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I think the newer Mark IIs might have the new type wheel where they're numbered 1 to 16 like on the FXM3, because I don't understand why they've got these where the numbers are what they are. So this is numbered sort of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and A, B, C, D, E. It's a bit stupid really, because you go to whatever setting you want, and if you want a setting between 5 and 4, you can go over here and use B or something like that, rather than really the cam that they've got on. They should just have it set so you continually rotate from maximum to minimum. But let me know in the comments below. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do think they've changed it. And what I'd really like to know, if anyone can put in the comments below, is can I get a wheel that goes from 1 to 16 and put it on here to replace that one, if you know what I mean. But to adjust that sliding hammer with a little Allen key, you do have to take it off the stock, which means removing this and the safety on the other side. So that's a bit of a pain. But like I said, I did it once or twice just adjusting it, and now I'm happy with it. You leave it and it's all good. So I think that's pretty much most of the features. There are a lot of internal differences on the newer rifles, Mark IIs, so I believe. Particularly I believe the plenum inside of it is bigger, something like 20% bigger. Is that right again, guys? But there's a lot of refinements inside that you can't see or to talk about. The Picatinny rail has got 20 MOA built into it, so that's nice. And yeah, all in all, it is a beautiful, lovely rifle. So to sum up, shall I? To sum up, it really is a nice rifle. What do I like best about it? The materials and its manufacturing is superb. Yeah, okay, it's superbly finished. It's made really, really well. The materials it's made out of are first class. The finishing, the machining, everything I can say about the stock, the action, anything is really good. Okay, what I really, really like about it is, like I said, the actual feel of it in your shoulder. Okay, this gun, every time I pick it up, it puts a smile to my face. It just feels right, feels perfect. It's just points absolutely perfect, absolutely perfect. Yeah, so love it. I like the adjustability, like I showed you, so you can adjust it for your different ammunition. That's really good. I like this. I mean, there's a plus and a minus. I like this super light barrel system because, you know, you've got a lot of weight going out the front of the rifle, and that keeps it nice and light. But the give on that, give and take, is there is a lot of flex on this barrel. You can easily flex this barrel, so that's a little bit of a worry. But if you're careful with it, I've not really noticed it come out of zero, even knocking it a few times. But I try not to, when I stand it up and lean it against the fence, I try not to lean it on the barrel or anything like that. That might put sort of pressure away from it. What don't I like about it? I don't like that they've not got any sling studs. I think that's a cop-out. Yeah. I won't say I don't like the flex in the barrels, because that's a give and a take, and I'd rather take that rather than put up with having a heavier barrel out there. The biggest disappointment is the magazine. Magazine's crap. So in the comments, that's what the comments are for. Please let me know your experience with these magazines. Like I say, this is my second one. I need to go and get another third one, because I've tried lubing it with everything and adjusting the tension, everything with it, and it still won't be right. And for this money, that should be perfect. They should have addressed this. They should have had a recall or something. If it was anything else, if it was a washing machine, a car, a toaster, anything like that, it would have been recalled and reworked. So yeah, don't really like that. So that's my review, impressions, overlook of this FX Crown Mark II. And I do really like it. I must say, every time I get it out of the case, it puts a big smile on my face, because to touch it and to feel it, it just feels so good. To put it in your shoulder, to carry it even like this when you're holding it. This pistol grip type, I don't know what you say, configuration is just heaven. Okay, it is just heaven. The adjustable cheek piece, the adjustable butt pad, just, you really can't want for a lot more. So yeah. Would I recommend one? Of course I would, 100%, definitely. Even with the crappy magazines. I can always buy a single loader or an aftermarket magazine, but I shouldn't have to. Would I recommend it? Definitely. So, if spending the money on this, if you can warrant spending the money, yes, it's definitely worth it. In 12 foot-pounds, it's an awful lot of rifle to be shooting 12 foot-pounds. Again, it'll put a smile on your face, and you won't, if you've got the money to buy it, you will not regret it. And it will shoot lights out. But in 12 foot-pounds, you know, you're just losing all of its flexibility, of its power and everything, you know. You really need to get your hands on one of these in FAC, and then you'll really understand the true value of this rifle and this system that FX are obviously producing. Same as the Impact M3 I have, you know, it's absolutely perfect. The same thing though, you might just want a rifle that you pick up and shoot. You might want to adjust the hammer spring, any of that. You might just want to say, I want to shoot 18 grain or 12 foot-pounds. You might just want a 16 grain pellet. You might not want any of this. You might just want a rifle you pick up and shoot, and this might not be the one for you. But once you've got it set on the pellets that you like, anything, you don't need to check anything again. You can just pick it up and fire it, you know. So yeah, please let me know what you think in the comments below. That's what the comments are for. I think the comments do generate a reaction on the videos. Please give it the thumbs up. Apparently that helps to get the video distributed. And if you like my video, check out the YouTube channel. Lots of videos on there, and consider subscribing if you like this sort of thing. So once again, thanks very much for watching. Keep safe, shoot safe, and I'll see you again soon. Hopefully when I can get outside and shoot a bit. Cheers for now.